MISC have hit the expo floor with a range of industrial ships that excel at making credits. So if you're looking for ways to earn your next ship, or you're just starting out, there are some ships here you really shouldn't miss. Mining is a great way of making credits in the verse right now, and is one of the more detailed game loops as we head into 2021 or 2951 or whatever. You can operate the whole thing by yourself, heading off to find 32 SCU of ore, which equates to about 1,600 kilograms. This is actually going to increase to 128 SCU once certain in-game systems have been implemented. The extra space coming from the saddlebag type things on the side. Given that it's entirely up to you which ore you collect from a deposit, with just a little practice, you can be raking it in no time. If you'd like to know how to mine, as well as how to avoid mistakes most new miners make, click up here to learn how to not suck at mining. The Prospector is one of the more realistic first ships to aim to buy in-game with credits, as it comes in at a shade over 2 mil. So if you missed a chance to try mining with the Grey Cap Rock and the Argo Mole, now's your chance. Not so long ago, every backer had this ship, the Freelancer, as a bug fix, and I have to admit, I fell a little bit in love with it. It's a perfect ship to fly solo, make some credits, and still have room, beds, and most importantly gameplay for when your friends want to join you. They're tough little ships too. Each one has a manned turret near the rear, and a number of pilot controlled weapons, and at least 8 missiles. The base version has 66 SCU of space, where the max version sacrifices some armament to go up to a whopping 122 SCU. They're easy to fly and well worth considering if becoming a trader interests you. And a quick public service announcement, I'm just getting started with content for Start Citizen, so if you're enjoying what you're watching and it's helpful to you, please consider subscribing. And if fugly ships are your thing, they don't come fugglier than the Starfarer. You'll find yourself fighting through crash Starfarers on locate mission crew missions all over the verse. Although, how these things survive impact is a complete mystery. They're dedicated fuel platforms. Once refueling has been implemented, Jesus, I'm saying that a lot, in the game, this will be a vital addition to fleets and organisations. It's pretty well defended, but it's got all the aerodynamics of a post office. I know I'm coming off pretty negative on it, but it does take a max crew of 6, 295 SCU of cargo, which is massive, and whilst I love the look of the external fuel pods, there is this common feeling that the interior layout isn't that great. But, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So I challenge you to make your own minder. MISC's Reliant range are very different to their other offerings, and that's because they're adaptations of Xi'an technology. They're also entry-level multi-crew ships. They've got space for 2 crew, and as you'd expect, there are cargo and fighter versions. Then it gets interesting. There's a light science version, equipped with sensors for exploration, and a reporter variant, which I suppose is like the news chopper of the future. It is actually listed as having a size 4 camera mount, so take a minute to think about all the gameplay and roleplay options that opens up. Come to think of it, put the name of your news channel or network show from the future down in the comments if you had one. I'll mention what I think is the best in a future video. Then there's the Razor. Now, if you're a fan of going so fast you black out, it's basically a chair bolted to 2 weapon hardpoints and a rocket, which either has you shaking your head and grimacing slightly, or smiling from ear to ear. There's a stealth version for God knows what reason, other than it looks hella cool. And the LX is a souped up version that I've taken to calling the Death Rocket. And whilst that might be it for what's flyable this time round, it's not the end of the story, because sometimes lots of cargo is just not enough cargo. Enter stage left, the Hull series. The imaginatively named Hulls A through E store all of their cargo in external cargo pods, which means we're not going to see these ships in game until docking has been implemented. That being said, hulls D and E are so big they actually count as capital class vessels, so if you aim to reach the pinnacle of trading in the SC universe, then look no further than these ships. And then there's the Endeavour. This ship is absolutely fascinating. It's listed as heavy science, but in reality the centre of the ship has modules that can be attached. The front of the Explorer can detach and act as its own vessel. Then the centre area has 6 points that can attach modules, such as biodomes, research pods, science stations, hangar bays, medical facilities, a stellar observatory, even a super collider. Now obviously a lot of functionality needs to be, say it with me, added to the game before this ship becomes usable, but when it does, I'll be so excited to see it. That completes our look at the MISC lineup. If this has been helpful to you, please do smack that like button, but thank you very much for watching. See you soon.